covering South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Boca Raton and the Treasure Coast. This is WPBF 25 News at 9.
Vanessa, thank you. April is Financial Literacy Month, and managing your finances can be a task for some people. Now, joining us with advice for getting your financial house in order, local financial expert Pia Leon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You really have a focus on women. Of course, everyone needs to get their finances in order, but you really put a focus on us ladies taking charge of our own finances. And one way to do that, those credit cards.
Yes.
What is your opinion about credit cards, and what should we know about them?
Well, credit cards, you know, it's very difficult, the subject, because usually they tell you that the most credit cards you have, the better for your credit score.
Sure.
You know, so and that it's a little bit, you know, not correct,
the best plan,
not
right?
the best plan. No, the best thing to do with credit cards for me, it's not to have a lot, just have the one that you really use, and try to make the full payment at the end of the month.
Good advice, because a lot of times they also say to have a credit card just as an emergency situation.
Yes,
as
exactly.
Well. Always
I mean,
good to have.
You need one.
Sure.
Definitely. It's not. It's something that you need. It's a product you need, but you have to be very careful on what you spend and not to overspend.
Which makes sense. All right, let's talk about our children and kind of teaching them from the beginning how important it is to manage finances.
Yeah, you can start teaching them at 5 years old. Really, you know when the tooth fairy comes and leaves them some money. With that money, that you can start teaching them some finances. You know, like.
And allowance, that's another thing.
That's another thing, and shorts and things like that.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Teaching them young, making sure they understand the value of a dollar.
Yeah.
You talk about financial wellness. What does that mean to you, and how do we implement that into our lives?
Well, for me, wellness, you know, in order to have wellness, it's not having stress. And for me, financial insecurity, it's the main cause of stress for women specifically. So you can be doing like 50 hours of meditation, and at the end of the month, you don't have to pay your rent.
You still have to pay the rent, right?
You still have to pay the rent. So knowing your finances and taking control of them, for me, makes you a lot secure about it.
So someone watching right now saying that might ring a bell to them. They might think, you know, that's what I need to do. I'm doing yoga. I'm in a good headspace, but finances are stressing me out. What's the one thing that they can do today to take control?
Well, for me, it's take a pen, take a piece of paper, put them down, and start doing a list of what are your needs and what are your wants.
That's hard.
That's hard. That's very hard, you know, but that will make a big difference.
And that leads us to our next topic that you like to talk about, especially with women, financial awareness.
Yes.
Being aware of exactly what we're spending and maybe what we need and what we don't need.
Exactly. It's taking control of your finances. I mean, historically, women haven't controlled their finances because we have left that to men, basically. But now women are making more money. They are working, so we have to do it. And you were right. I mean, just the needs, the wants, some budgeting, and then you go to the next step, that it's knowing more about investments.
No, I think that's a great idea. What do you tell people out there who may be worried about their finances? They think, well, I probably need some guidance, but maybe they don't feel like they have enough money to have a financial advisor. But there are resources out there to help people get things in order.
Yeah, of course. I mean, first of all, there is never a small amount to start having your finances in order. Any amount, it's okay. But there are a lot of information on the internet if you don't have a financial advisor. And I have a blog that is called My Finance Bliss. And I try to take into topics that really are targeting women specifically.
Wonderful. All right, tell us that blog one more time, or any other information you need to share.
My Finance Bliss is my blog, and also, you know, if you want some more advice, like professional advice, I work for AM Global, that it's a family office firm.
All right, wonderful. Really good advice. And finance is always a tough subject, but something we always need to be talking about and making sure we're on track. Thank you, Pia.
Very much.
Really appreciate your time.